What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chat with BRI podcast, where we keep it real, raw cuts, and relatable, where we don't edit. Okay, because who has time for that? Anywho, you guys know the vibes. We have our color pencils, we have our coloring book, and we're just gonna start off with a new pattern. Oh yeah, I was supposed to get those coloring markers. Damn it. Well, honestly, it's too much traffic out there, so I'll probably just end up ordering them off Amazon. I've been working on this one for the longest now, just doing random colors, but I feel like the next pattern I start is gonna hit down, okay? It's gonna eat down. Yeah, like I said in my other video, this one is giving me like peacock feather vibes. So yeah, really excited about that. But how y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Okay, shouts out to Wendy Williams. Damn, girl. Now, I don't know what's going on with Wendy Williams. I don't know if it's all, a body thing, a getting older thing, or lost her mind thing. I don't know, but I'm praying for Wendy Williams because, but then again, she did kind of expose a lot of people in the rap industry. Sometimes you just gotta mind your business, so yeah, I don't know about all that jazz. I don't know. Anywho, in the background, you guys may hear some nature sounds. I love nature videos. Oh my gosh. It's so me. So you're probably gonna hear some birds. You might hear some water, whatever. But that's the vibe I'm on today. I had an amazing vacation with my man. And yes, it's good to just stay out of the office. Okay. Anything's better than, yeah. Anywho, let me get to coloring. I'm almost finished with the bottom half of this picture, but I need to start the top half. I need to work my way up to the actual bird now. I've been on the feathers for quite some time. Anywho, you guys, I was having this thought on my way home back today. This thought on my way home. And the thought was, right, I want to say this. I don't want to say it's easy to get a job because I understand it's not as easy out here to get a job considering, the president and his antics. I know it's not easy, and I'm praying for everyone who's having a hard time getting a job. Just understand this too shall pass, honey, and everything that's for you will be for you, period. Okay? So, but yeah, I want to say it's easier to have a job pay you every 2 weeks versus you having to fend for yourself, you having to invest in yourself. It requires a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of discipline to invest in yourself. My camera's a little, darn it. Hold on, let me try to, sorry y'all. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. My camera just seemed like it was a little blurry. But yeah, like it's easier to, that's better. I like that. Okay, got the natural locks doing its own little thing. I need a little retwist, but do I need a retwist? I'll be freaking these locks. They just be growing so wild because I'll be putting them in a ponytail, having them slick. Today I just got them out, but anywho, it's easier to have a job pay you 2 weeks than to invest in yourself, because investing in yourself, it takes time. It requires discipline. It requires, a different level of just tunnel vision. So yeah, like most people would rather, they'll just get the job instead of starting that business or, investing in their passion, or, it's time consuming. It's easier to just have, somebody throw you a check every 2 weeks for your work, your hard work. Don't get me wrong, but that's the easy route. That's the easy route, and most people don't want to take. They don't want to take the harder route because people got shit due, and it's their money and they want it now, same shit. So I understand, but if you have the time to invest in yourself, try your hardest. Try your hardest day by day, take it one step at a time. Nobody's saying you got to run to the finish line. There's no rush. What's the race? I didn't know we was in a race to success. What's the race? And then, success is measured differently, depending on the person. Everyone has their different levels of what they consider to be success, So, yeah, it's easier to have a company pay you every 2 weeks, but if you have the time to invest, all it starts off with is $1 in the dream. Think about it. Haagen-Dazs. I used to love Haagen-Dazs ice cream real bad. Like in my early 20s, Haagen-Dazs had me in a really bad chokehold. Like a really bad chokehold. Like, the pint ice creams. And, I don't want to stand up. But your girl body don't, the body been bodying for years. But the route I was going with that Haagen-Dazs, baby, I was 2 hamburgers away. Okay. Anywho, so we slowed down on the Haagen-Dazs. But, here and there, like there's one flavor that I actually really like. It's the, now I like Talenti, but I barely get it. Like, it's so much damn sugar. Obviously, it's ice cream. But I don't know. Something about Haagen-Dazs was just like really heavy. So, there's like a pineapple coconut flavor. But anywho, Haagen-Dazs started off, believe it or not, I did a report on Haagen-Dazs. I don't remember too much, but I did it in college. It was for one of those elective classes, something you just throw on your schedule real quick to add more credits when you already had your important classes, but you needed, So I had to do a report. I chose Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I forgot what the topic was about. But I learned that Haagen-Dazs started off as just, I forgot the owner, but they were like selling ice cream out of like a cart on the street. And they just believed in themselves and they believed in their dream. And that's why Haagen-Dazs is what it is today. Because they just never stopped. Think about it. Haagen-Dazs literally could have, and I'm just using Haagen-Dazs as an example. I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my head, but they could have just, left it where it was. Like they could have just, it could have just been like a little local ice cream shop, a little home shop, that you can only get in a hometown with whoever hometown it was, whoever the owner was. But no, they started to expand because they was observant of the amount of, the feedback they got from that ice cream. So they didn't give up. And now that's why there's multiple Haagen-Dazs, even standalone locations. Like they up there with Ben & Jerry's with the standalone locations. So, whatever it may be, even if it's teaching, young kids how to dance, like a dance class, something so simple, right? It could start off with, just like you going, because you got free time, right? So it could start off with like, okay, you got free time on these days. You went and coordinated with the principal at certain schools in your hometown, and you proposed the idea of like dance classes. Have the principal, say it on the announcements in the morning or however they choose to communicate in the school newspaper, and kids would sign up. Now, guess what? You teaching a dance class every Wednesday, Thursday night, and it's fun. And now, word of mouth. because the power of word of mouth. Now the kids in the school, I'm just putting the idea out there, but now the kids in the school talk about, you ever heard of Mr. Such and Such dance class or Miss Such and Such dance class? Bro, it be so much fun. You do certain, now the kids talking, now more kids want to join the dance class. Now they recording it, putting it on their little stories and stuff like that. Now different students at other schools see what you're doing in that school at the dance class. Now you got other teachers from other schools reaching out to you, seeing you could have that same program at that school. And it just become a domino effect. I'm really passionate about staying true to your passion, because I am one of those people who have worked my way up. And where I come from, a lot of people don't even get to touch the amount of money that I have touched. But you would think the amount of money I have touched, that I'm just this happy-go-lucky person because of the money, and that's far from the reason. I'm like that because of my spirit. Like, that's who I am naturally. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that's me. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with that. If anything, I feel quite disgusted about some of the, not things I have done, but just the things that I see, and just, different encounters. You're just like, wow, like everybody want to get to the top so bad. Coming from where I come from, North New Jersey, born and raised. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself on that one. But yeah, like, man, like, don't get me wrong, the grind don't stop. The grind definitely don't stop, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I have to do always and move accordingly. Clock it. But I'm also very true to staying true to who you are. Like, don't get sidetracked. Like, don't let, money from another company, get you off your track. Like, stay tunnel vision. Don't also get these jobs and feel like I made it. I don't gotta do no more work. No. The work has just begun. When I got out here to Boston, I didn't feel like I did it. Like, I felt like it's just beginning, like that. Like, it never, excuse me if I, like, my mouth be watery, y'all. So, not dry, because I took some water, literally watery. So sorry if it was like a little spray. But yeah, like, when I got this position out in Boston, and mind you, I got promoted. So once since I've been out here. So twice, if you will, because I got promoted out here, and then I got promoted again while I was out here. And like, it never made me feel like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know, maybe thank God for my parents, maybe because me and my sister, thank God. This is why getting out of your environment is important. We've traveled, thank God. And I'm going to say thank God a million times if I have to, honey. We've traveled all across the world. We have seen so many different places outside of our environment. And mind you, honestly, growing up, like, my sister ain't really get to see, like, the, you know what I'm saying, the nitty and gritty. That was more so me. But, like, even if, like, my parents moved us out of that, like, we talking South 20th Street. You know the number blocks. Like, yeah, I was a number block baby. We ain't even gonna talk about it, okay? But we talking South 20th Street. My parents moved us out of that jazz. They hurried up. Like, I was 10. My sister was, what, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. She was like 4 years old. We got up out of there quick in a hurry, okay? If you ask me, 10 years old, that's all right. You know what I mean? They doing their biggest month. They got 2 kids now. By the time Naya was 4, we had to up on out of there, okay? Still was in Newark, but now it's more of like West Ward. Like, so you got South Ward, then you got like West Ward. Like, South Ward, baby, You know what I'm saying? Not for the week. And not ideal to be, you know, you want to bring a family up in that, you really gonna have to make sure your child is in after school programs and, you know, sports and busy. Like, my parents didn't play. I was doing something. If it wasn't volleyball, it was basketball. If it wasn't basketball, it was the band. If it wasn't band, it was the debate team. If it wasn't the I was doing something, baby, versus being on these streets, right? So, yeah, we got up out of there. Westward now, we in Ivy Hill section. Was there for quite some time because it's still Newark, but it was like a good part of Newark. Like, it was all right. Like, it had certain sides, you know what I'm saying? 18th Avenue right there is like, all right. But, you know, it was a vibe. Like, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't like South 20th. Anywho, you know, and then they ended up buying a home in Union or whatever. And mind you, like, the struggle still be real here and there, but they're doing the best that they could, and they've come far. And that, I give it all to my parents for that. But during the time before we moved, because we still traveled, but when we lived in Westward, we traveled. Like, I'm talking, we traveled a lot to many different countries. I'll do that another video. You know, I'm not here to brag about many different countries we've been to, but like many different states, many different countries. Like, I even remember the first time we went to Hawaii. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was only one time, but it was like we got out often. Like, even I remember it was my aunt's birthday one time. Literally for her birthday, we just wanted to do a day trip for her birthday to Puerto Rico, and then we came back the same night. Like, mind you, we normally stay like a long time, like a decent amount of time, like 4 to 5 days or whatever. But like, you know, it's just being able to see so many different things, so many different environments and cultures. It really opened my eyes to like, you know, there's more out there. Like, and thankfully my parents were fortunate enough to give me and my sister that lifestyle at such a young age. Like, you know, I'm incredibly grateful for that, because now in my adult years, I know, like, you know, I know my worth. Like, let's just start there, okay? Just by like knowing, like, oh yeah, baby, it's you. Life is bigger than your environment and that job. You know what I'm saying? Like, no shade, no tea. Like, no shade, no tea. But I just know in my head, this is not the end all. I don't never look at anything like the end all be all. Like I said, to piggyback on what I was saying, when I got out here, it wasn't like, oh, like I could chill now. Like, it was more so like, for me, it was more so like, this is just the beginning. Like, this is a stepping stone to something even better. And it is, really. And when I say even better, I'm not talking about a new job. I'm talking about like new perspectives. Like, me coming out here, and mind you, that wasn't even my intent. My intent when I moved out here was more so for my family, for me and my family, to change a different dynamic. Somebody got to take a risk. But in the midst of doing that, I'm learning so much. And it's just like, yeah, it really taught me how to stay, you know, keep investing in myself. So in a nutshell, like, and I'm gonna say this across almost every video, so y'all could just have this shit ingrained in your dome. Like, invest in yourself, bro. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. I'm gonna tell you that now. I am a salesperson. I've been a salesperson for 3+ years now. I have never missed a sales goal in a year. I missed my first sales goal in June. And they know I bust my ass in June. Okay? They know that it was a lot going on in June that was out of my control. And that goes to tell you, like, certain things are just going to be out of your control. Don't put your eggs in one basket, never. Okay? Okay. But yeah, like, new perspectives, new people. Yeah, so, you know, whatever it is you like to do, I'm going to continue to try to uplift y'all in that aspect. Like, I'm not gonna come up here and just be talking how beautiful it was, how beautiful of a day it was, and how I just feel good, and all the beautiful things that's going on in my life. And how can I inspire others to do the same with their life? And if y'all hear that, that's my dryer. No, I'm sorry, my washer. How can I uplift other people? How can I motivate other people to do the exact same thing? Sometimes it's also very difficult when you don't see people of your own skin complexion doing these things. And it's even more difficult when you step into certain spaces and then you see people of your skin complexion doing certain things, and then you be looking at them though, and it's like, here's my thing. Let me be clear when I say this too, because just because we are black, first of all, every black person don't come from the hood. Let's start there. Number two, I was born and raised in the hood, no, not that I'm propping up the hood, but hear me out. Just because a person is black, it doesn't mean that they come from the hood. They could have had a different upbringing. They could have, went to a different school, had, you don't know their parent dynamic. You don't know, right? So it's not, when you see a black person working in a different space, it's not to say like, oh, he talks like this, he's not one of us. Like, no, like, people have different upbringings. They can talk differently. So take that out your head when you see a black person and they talk a certain way. Like, because people do that about me. And mind you, I be chilling, like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I talk how I talk. Like, it is what it is. But sometimes you do be seeing some black people and you be like, damn, this is a motherfucking episode of Get Out. Like, are you in there? Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, they got you. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So she be a little crazy on that, and that's unfortunate, because now you feel like, damn, like I don't expect black people to have pity for certain black people, because again, life is about choices. But it's also important to recognize your culture and be there for one another. You know what I mean? If a person don't want to be there for themselves, cool. But like, don't be on no weird timing. Like when you black and you start getting money. You know what I'm saying? You start getting your shit together. Ain't nobody saying you gotta go visit the hood and drop 10,000 in the hood, every single quarter. No one's saying that. Shit, you gotta take care of you and your family. But recognize who you are and your impact and how that can uplift someone else, So, yeah, those are just different things to consider when you start to actually, move forward in a positive direction. Yeah, invest in yourself. These pencils are getting a little low now. I really need to get that sharpener. And I need to just get the markers and stop playing. But I feel good. I remember I was talking to my manager, not too long ago. And he was just like, you're just so happy. And I'm like, because I've been taking care of me. I've been taking care of me, to say the least. Like, and I'm just going to keep doing that. And the more I do that, the more, copacetic everything shall be. But yeah, we might wrap this one up a little earlier. Typically, I try to go to almost an hour. We're at, 24 minutes? But I kind of want to have the rest of my day. Today is the last day of my vacation, so I have to go back to the office tomorrow. Yeah. Now, the beauty of it all is I have elations. Y'all, honestly, I am a morning person, but when it comes to this job in particular, this location, baby, I'll take a late morning, honey. I be chilling in the morning. You would think I'm on vacation. I get up, I go to the gym. Mind you, I go to the gym every other day anyway. But baby, let me have a late morning. Let me have to go to work at 11 versus 10 or 9:30. Baby, up, getting coffee, taking a ride to the park, grounding. Literally, it gets like that. It gets mad random like that. I haven't done that in particular in a while, in a long time. Which I'm about to start back doing because I just love it. I love grounding. I love being with grass. My apartment building don't have real grass. It's all tarp. They try to put their little plants here and there up. And it's like, I was literally telling my boyfriend, I'm like, doesn't this look like a person? And he started laughing. And I'm like, you don't see how enclosed in it is where the pool is at? He was like, well, so many people won't get in. And I'm just like, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, so I haven't done that in a while, but I typically, for the most part, when I have a late morning, if it's my gym day, I'm up, I'm in the gym, I go to the Brazilian spot, I go get me some breakfast, I'm sipping my coffee, decaf, heavy on the decaf. I can't do that. I can't do the extra, espresso, coffee, all that jazz. Y'all can keep it. I do that. I journal, I read, and it's just a good morning. It just feels like I'm not being robbed of my time. And not to say anyone is robbing me of my time. No one's holding the, X, Y to my head like, oh, you need to go to work. No one's doing that. It's a choice, obviously, but it just feels good that I can, vibe out with myself before I get in here. And it's never the customers for me. Like, customers going to be customers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't change who people are. But it's always like, it's just like the culture. You know what I'm saying? I wish the culture was a little more. But yeah, people are trying. All they can do is try, right? Nobody's perfect. I gotta work it again and again till I get it right. Nobody's perfect. I don't know who sung that from Disney Channel, but it was about. Anywho, speaking of Disney Channel, this is why we call it That's So Random with BRI. While I'm scrolling on TikTok, and I see they got the whole That's So Raven episodes on. It's called TV Talk or something like that. And I was like, oh, hold on, let me prop this up. Because if y'all can't tell by now, That's So Raven, okay? Raven was my favorite character. She was the it girl and the cheetah girls, okay? I was Raven and everybody else was everybody else, okay? And it was strut like you mean it. Free your mind. Go Toto, go Toto. Like, what? If you know, you know. So, yeah, if you was a That's So Raven, damn, do that washing machine got to spin like that? Talk about luxury. The machine is a bit. You know what? We ain't going. Let's not start speaking stuff into existence because that machine has been working just fine since I've been here. I don't need no. Okay, it's just a little loud right now. There's nothing I can do about it. Anyhow, today was a beautiful day, great weather, and I'm thankful for that. I'm really excited for the fall weather, though. I don't know if I mentioned this. I feel like I did, but I love everything about fall. Pumpkin spice, cozy sweater, Uggs. Yes, I did mention this in one of my videos. So, yes, I'm ready for the fall. I'm ready for, you know what, hell, let's go and skip right to it. Thanksgiving, baby. Thanksgiving this year falls exactly, my birthday falls exactly on Thanksgiving. And that I love so much because I don't think it has done that in a few years now. Like, typically it's like the day before or 2 days before or the day after or something like that. But this year, it is exactly on Thanksgiving. And I wasn't gonna go with my family this year to Virginia because I went with them last year. I kind of split my birthday trip. So like I was down there for like at least 3 days, and then I caught a plane to Jamaica for my 30th. Clock that, see you better. Hey, I had a ball, okay, grand time. But yeah, so I wasn't gonna go this year. I was just like, okay, like let me just, stay, do something, take that whole week. But I'm like, no, like my birthday is on Thanksgiving. First of all, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. You girls like to eat, okay? Give me the mac and cheese. Give me the collard greens. Hold the smoked turkey. I don't eat meat, but I get it. It's a vibe, y'all. For y'all. Yams with the marshmallows. Yeah. Cornbread. Ooh. Y'all. Yeah, anywho, my birthday falls on, because I got another story for y'all, but my birthday falls on Thanksgiving this year. And I said, you know what? No, I told my mom, I said, I'm going down south with y'all. Just let me know the dates. Boom, she let me know the dates. I put them in immediately. It's August. I put them shits immediately in. Like, I'm not doing this because my birthday, my trip, my vacation last year got approved a week before I was leaving out the country. Like, mind you, I went to Virginia first, and then I went to Jamaica. That didn't get approved a week before. So this time, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of putting this in August. We're not doing this. We're putting this in advance, okay? Like, that's what I like to call proactive. Anywho, yeah, it's super special to me that my birthday is falling on Thanksgiving, and I think this is the perfect time. That is, like, symbolic. Like a lot of things that's symbolic. That train that y'all be hearing. How ironic, when I moved to Boston, there was a train directly outside of my backyard, right? Not yard, but just like, if I look out my window, I can see the train tracks. And then I moved to Framingham, and I can also see the train, not out my window. If I'm like, if I go outside my building, literally in the front, and I can hear the train. And for some people, it's like, oh, that's annoying. But you kind of get used to it in the city, and it just, it's symbolic. I'm not going to touch too deep into that because that's a personal thing. But being that my birthday falls on Thanksgiving, that is super symbolic. And I'm just not going to miss that time. I already dedicate so much of my time anyway to a company. I'm not going to miss that time with my family. I'm just not, not doing it. So yeah. Speaking of Thanksgiving, let me tell y'all one Thanksgiving, right? We down south. I think my dad had made the cornbread. So whenever we go down south, that's my father's side of the family, right? I think he either brought it down there from Jersey or he made it while he was down there. No, it wasn't cornbread. It was sweet potato pie. Baby. This was years ago. This was years ago. I had my sister too tight, baby. I took that sweet potato pie, baby, the way I cut it. And I wasn't even thinking like save some for other people, because I'm like, there was a whole other pie. Like, I'm pretty sure they had some of that pie. I didn't have that pie. I took a good size. And I say my sister was so tight at me. She was mad at me that I took that. I don't know if anybody remember that, but that shit was... I don't know if my cousins remember that, but it was so funny because she was really, really upset like about this sweet potato pie. But that goes to show you how my father's sweet potato pie gets down. It's good, okay? Good. So I don't know what you guys have planned for Thanksgiving. Some of you probably haven't even thought about it. But if you can, spend time with, your family. And if you don't have that much family to spend time with, Friendsgiving. If you don't have that many friends, hey, go, down to go to a southern spot. Don't go to what's that spot y'all love? Black people, I can talk about my people, honey. Y'all love Boston Market a little too much. Pack it the fuck up. Okay? Don't get nothing from there for Thanksgiving, okay? Or Cracker Barrel. Pack that shit up too. Go down to Golden Corral. You know what I'm saying? Treat yourself. Like, it's nothing wrong with it. If you don't have no friends or family to, coordinate a Friendsgiving or family Thanksgiving with, treat yourself. Go to Golden Corral, and show gratitude for in that moment, being able to have, food. And call your loved ones who you can call and let it be that, It is what it is. It ain't rocket science. Let it be that. All is well. All is well. Now, the last thing I want to, touch on is recognizing when something is that serious and when it's not. And being mindful of how we perceive certain things and personalize them. I was just talking to my friend about this, how a lot of the times, a lot of things be in our head. Like we make, cause I've done it, you know what I mean? I'll tell you, I've made things bigger than what it is. And it takes that moment of realization to sit with yourself like, is this really that deep? Is this that deep? Or am I making it that deep? Or is it actually that deep? And how, because some things do be that deep. But how can you respond to the situation? That's something to consider. That's going to really change your life by just responding to different situations differently. Because you can't control outcomes, you can't control people, you can't control a lot of things. And a lot of things are not in your control. So I think it's important to be mindful of how you choose to respond when you're put in different situations. And as long as you keep that mindset and keep that, keep that in mind, you could really live a prosperous life because now you're changing the dynamic of your overall well-being. Now you're responding to things differently, literally with your voice, with your body, your tone, your facial expressions, with your own internal emotions. You're thinking about it, you're processing the situation. You're not internalizing and harping on it and staying on it for a long period of time, because I think when we dwell on things versus just letting them go, and I know it's easier said than done, I think that is even more detrimental than the actual situation. Damn. Dead ass. I think when you think about something more and you replay that shit in your head like mad times, and you just like, I'm just trying to understand why, but it's the principle when you constantly doing that, like because at the end of the day, the day gotta end, baby. The day gotta end. So I feel like when you're constantly, self-destruct, like when you are just not being kind to your thoughts, be kind to your mind. When you're not being kind to your mind, I think that's even more detrimental than whatever you experience, because now you allowing your brain to replay different thought patterns. And now your brain is creating like this safety net, And so now when a similar situation come up, you respond, you react so like, you're just like, I don't know, it's like a outlash, or I don't know, but like, that's because your brain feels like you're in danger, versus when the situation arises the first time, you processing those emotions and those thoughts, and now you training your brain to say, oh yeah, that's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not that it's okay, because a lot of shit don't be okay with, people and, their behaviors, but how you responding to their behaviors is like, oh, You know, it's a elevated way of being, literally, because people can only do what they know, and some people know better. They just don't want to do better. You know, doing better requires the long route, hard work, versus being the cheat way. You know, cheating, cutting corners. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a cut corner type of girl. So we always gonna process our thoughts. We're always gonna move with our best judgment. We're always gonna have discernment. Okay? And don't take that lightly, because I know a lot of people are learning about how to have discernment, but are we applying it in our everyday life? But yeah, y'all, I'm about to vibe out. I'm about to chill. You know, I'm about to upload this episode 5. Episode 5 with it. Man. I like this because I definitely like that it makes me want to do different things. Besides just coming up here talking, like I need to get a tripod, because I gotta find a way how I'm gonna do that. I gotta find like an actual trail, an open trail, because I love hiking too much. Like it's gonna be, since I got chased by a dog, I honestly brought the hiking down to a minimum. This summer, that happened early this summer. But like, that's not gonna keep me out the woods. Like, people just gonna have to, they just gonna have to hold their dog now, or it's gonna be me and the dog. And what they say, if you see me in a fight with a grizzly bear, help the bear. Like, baby, help your dog, because I'm not letting up. Okay, like I said in my previous video, I don't condone animal violence, but that dog better stay where it's at. Okay, because I bite your back. Anyhow, thank you guys for joining in to That's So Random with BRI, a segment on Chat with BRI podcast. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow Chat with BRI podcast already on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We are global. Listen, I'm actually about to start saying that in the beginning and the ending of my episodes, because people need to understand that, baby, them episodes is so real. Okay? I talk my shiznits in my episode. You know why? Because it gets like that. But you know why? Because I'm not on a camera. So it's even more like, you know what I'm saying? It's even more gritty, because it's like I could talk to, it's like I'm talking real to y'all. Like, when I'm on a camera, people feel that experience. You know? They feel it. So I try to be super mindful how I'm like, you know, but on the audios, baby, it gets down. On the audios, it gets like that. So Chat with BRI podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to listen to that. Make sure to share that. And for Chat with BRI podcast on YouTube, share these videos. You never know who needs that moment of uplifting. You never know who just needs like a new channel that they want to watch, subscribe to. Subscribe to this channel, guys. We're at 501 subscribers. We'll be at 1,000 in no time. We'll be at 4,000 watch hours in no time. Listen, it's only up from here. Stop. Stop where? Who? They want me to stop, but why would I stop? I am unstoppable. Why would I stop? Big Short. Okay, look, if you know, you know. Listen, it's only going to be up from here. For those who don't know, I am doing van life. I'm not letting up off that. Unless something, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Unless something has to change drastically for me not to do van life. But I'm definitely doing that as of right now. God be the glory. Super excited to hit the road, travel, and really just explore, you know what I mean? So yes, that's starting next year. Van Life 2026. Woo! My lease up in April. Woo! Like, I'm excited. I really am. I never thought I would be excited about doing something like this. But I am. I am. It's only up. It's only up, and we're going up. For those who don't agree with van life, suck your mother. You understand? Okay? Because I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And the amount I'm about to be able to save is going to be crazy. It is. So I trust in God. I trust in Him. And I will forever keep Him as the center of my life. But understand, you are the creator of your own experience. Because if you were made in His light, then you are what? Anywho, you guys, thank you once again. Stay tuned for the next episode. Toodaloo.